this is just like one of the times that I was like extra sneaky in high school. And I want to talk about almost all of them, but some just don't need to be told. I don't know, this one's not that bad, so I might as well. I was, I think, 15 at the time. Not even grown. I thought I was grown. But I had a best friend, and her name was Michelle. We did the stupidest, like, craziest things together. I mean, that's what best friends do. I would do anything for her, she would do anything for me, that type of stuff. I liked this dude, and he was literally like 3 or 4 years older than me. I don't know what I was doing even like associating with him. I don't know. Mind you, like, my dad wasn't like strict, but like he didn't want me hanging out with any dude. I could ask, hey, can I hang outside with one of my guy friends? He'd be like, no dudes, no, nothing that has anything to do with guys. That kind of made me have to be really sneaky. Even if like I wasn't doing anything, I would still kind of have to be sneaky just because I didn't want him up my ass. And fuck, I forgot the whole story already. Oh yeah, okay, so there was this lock-in thing at school. So it's like everybody stays till like nighttime studying for, I forgot what test it was, but it was a big test. My dad texted me and he's like, and I was at school, so my dad texted me and he's like, hey, I think you should stay for the lock-in, because he knows I'm not good at math at all. Like, I'm not dumb or anything, it's just like math is my least favorite subject, and I don't know, I'm just not that good at math. So he was like, I think you should stay for the lock. I had already told him I didn't want to stay. I didn't see the point in staying. I told him I wasn't going to stay and he said, okay. It was like 30 minutes later, the dude had asked if I wanted to chill. Literally just hang out. Nothing else. He asked me, did I want to chill? I really wanted to hang out with him, but obviously like I didn't want him going to my house and picking me up from my house. And then I also didn't want him dropping me off at my house. Just because, like, my parents were when I say my parents, I mean my dad and my stepmom. So my parents were really the type that would ask me a lot of questions. If I ever did anything, they'd be like, who dropped you off? Where'd you go? How'd you get home? Stuff like that, because I wasn't driving at the time either. I didn't want him bringing me home. I was like, okay, fuck, like, there's a lock-in, and that's like the perfect time to leave, do whatever I want for those hours, and then come back to school, and then have my parents pick me up. I told the dude, yeah, we can chill if you pick me up from school, and then drop me back off at the school, not at my house. Way back when, those were like the days when you'd have to ask your girlfriend, like, hey, you want to be sneaky with me? Can you come do this with me? And so I asked, really, I don't know. I told Michelle everything. Me and Michelle did a lot of stuff together. So it was like, I didn't want to do anything with anyone else type of thing. She obviously said yes. And we both went with the dude. He picked us up from school. We went to Whataburger first, and it would have been smart to stay at Whataburger just because if I needed to go to the school at any time, or if I needed to go home because my parents, you know, call me or anything, I would have been right up the street, but that wasn't the case. So we went to Whataburger first, and I think it was Michelle that was like, oh, we should go to the mall. And in the back of my head, I was like, freak, like if we go to the mall, it's gonna be so hard to like get back unless we just stay there for like 30 minutes and then leave. But the mall was literally like 30 minutes away. So I forgot which mall it was. We went to the freaking mall. I was having a really good time. Like, it was really fun. I loved being with Michelle. I don't know, it was just fun. My fun was ruined when my dad starts calling me. And my dad knows that like when I'm up to something and I'm doing something I'm not supposed to do, I won't answer the phone. So he kept calling me and I start freaking out because I'm like, what else would he be calling me for? So I texted him and I was like, I can't talk right now because we're taking a test right now and I'm not even supposed to be on the phone. And that was my dumb mistake because he already knew what was going on in the lock-in, so he knew there was no test, which was my fault, which I should have known. Like, they're not going to give you a test if it's supposed to be like some fun after school event. I told him I was testing. Obviously he knew I was lying, so he knew I wasn't at the school. And I remember my stepmom, she was texting me and she told me that she was going up to the school to check it out, to see what we were doing, stuff like that. So I obviously was freaking out. I told the guy, like, we have to leave right now. You gotta go 180 right now because I need to get back to the school before my stepmom gets there. And mind you, like, the high school is literally like down the street from my house. So we're 30 minutes away. She's down the street from the school. So I was like panicking. I was on cloud 9. What happened? So he dropped us off at the school. It was dark outside. Me and Michelle were literally outside trying to like find a way to get into the school because all the doors were locked, obviously, so no one could get in. But what we didn't realize was for the lock-in, they give you a wristband and then they also sign you in. I forgot how we got into the school. When we did get in, my stepmom was already there. My stepmom was there. The teachers were all sitting at like this desk where they basically check everybody in. And we were hella late anyway. The teachers knew me and they always thought I was really sneaky. I always would skip class and just do dumb stuff at that school. I was already on their bad side. When I was telling my stepmom, like, I've been here and I've been doing this and that, the teachers were like, no, you weren't. You haven't been here. You didn't sign in. You don't have a wristband. And they were basically just on my head. They were trying so hard to just convince my stepmom, like, she wasn't here. Like, what are you talking about? And I was pissed off because I'm like, y'all don't have to be in my business. First of all, we weren't even talking to them. They were just being nosy. So my stepmom was super pissed off because it was like prior to this, I had always really kind of lied to my parents about literally the dumbest stuff, and I would lie to her and my dad all the time because I always wanted to just do dumb stuff with my friends that they told me they didn't want me doing. Or I would just be trying to be sneaky for no reason and lie about the dumbest stuff, which I feel so bad about now because the rules and like the things my dad would tell me wasn't so that I wouldn't have fun or just because he said so. It was more like he already knew what was up. He knew what teenagers do, what guys do, like what people do in high school. Like he's been through a lot, and so he just wanted me to stay out of trouble, and he really wanted me to just be wise about the things that I do. Cause like, mind you, I'm in like a whole new school, a whole different environment, so you know, where I was at my old school versus where I'm at this school, 2 different places. He just wanted me to be safe, and looking back, I regret so many things that obviously he warned me about. And also just like, I did the dumbest stuff that I obviously regret. And everything that I regret, he told me about. Like, he warned me about, told me he didn't want me doing. But I was so naive. I'm the type that like, I'd rather experience something than you just tell me, oh, you shouldn't do this because this is gonna happen. But I want to experience it on my own. And I'm the type that you may say this will happen, but I'm gonna think you're wrong. So I always saw my dad as just not wanting me to have fun, but he was really just protecting me, and I love him for that. And I don't know, I was way too sneaky, but I wasn't sneaky enough because they found out literally everything that I've ever done, ever lied about. They found out everything. So that's my story of when I was trying to be sneaky, but it didn't work. I'm probably gonna post more stories, but I don't know which ones I want to tell because some are too much, some I don't know. Some are just too much that I don't want to talk about, but I don't know. I'll probably post more stories, and I really want to do this thing where on my Instagram people ask me questions and I answer them in a video. So if you have any questions, just DM them to me. I'll probably make a poll about it. So DM me questions and I'll insert your @ and then I'll make sure to insert your Instagram. Yeah, ask me questions. I'll answer 1000% honest. That was my story time.